En ze geuren naar het lange, gevlochten, donkere haar van mijn moeder. Mijn moeder. Mijn moeder is mijn vaders favoriet. Hij vertrouwt haar de coördinatie toe, van de keuken. 100 man. Naan, koosht, kapuli, kishiri korot, kepali palau, korom shalau, koboshi shomi, bamia, samposa, penali, pilaurijst, perfect. Alles is perfect.
So first of all, can you tell me about your concept, the concept of the work, what you are doing here?
Yes, we can do that. Well, the play we intend to make is about the female species, and we focus on two groups of women. On the one hand you have the third world women, and on the other hand you have the Western world women. And what we do is we question also the very fact of making the distinction between the two kinds of worlds, because it is very problematic and but very commonly done to speak in terms of black and white, of free, unfree, civilized, uncivilized, happy, suffering, yeah, all kinds of distinctions we make. So we actually made our play around crucial questions, which is, the first is, are we, the Western women, the so-called free people, are we really free? And to what extent are we still dictated by traditions? And then on the other hand, to what extent do the so-called free people consider themselves as oppressed? And is freedom a necessary condition to be happy? These are very important questions. And also, what should be the link between the women of the one world and the women of the other world? Do we have the right to interfere, or are we obliged to interfere? And is it only a one-way traffic, or can it be two ways? So a lot, very ambitious. And I think that we can only answer these questions when we are fully aware of what it is to be a woman. So, of what it is to be a woman here and now, and not a woman there and then, for instance. So we're reading books and books and watching DVDs and documentaries and all kinds of stuff. Yeah. And we learned a lot about women, but the thing is, we know nothing. Yet we have to do something, and we want to make something, so we'll try.
Which were the most important works for you? Which inspired you the most?
Simone de Beauvoir.
Simone de Beauvoir.
Fatima Mernissi.
Fawzia Koffi.
Yeah.
Ayaan Hirsi Ali.
Yeah. No, it's cool. There are plenty of intelligent women, so it's nice to discover them. And one book leads to another, so there is no end. No, it's true. Yeah.
Now, how will the play look like when it will be finished?
Well, we are working with the combination of testimonies of women all over the world that we gathered from the books we read, Fawzia, Beauvoir, and all the things we said. And we want to combine that with projections. Animations and drawings I make, and which add an extra meaning to the testimonies you see. Yeah, it's a play work of image, talking, and actually it's the life of a woman. The period you have in your life. You grew up as a child. You get your menstruation. You fall in love, and then there is that big moment where everything is about the marriage. And then you marry, and what then? What is next? It's like the whoa, whoa, hope, marriage, disillusion. For me, I think it's like that. No, but yeah.
And will you present your work on the last weekend?
No, we are too much in the beginning, but indeed we will show our stuff to some friends. But I think it's not to be shown yet.
And what is the role of this doll?
Well, she is actually the symbol of all that women have suffered during history. She will be mutilated, she will be circumcised, her legs will be put longer like the Asian girls, then she will have her feet tied together. She is anorectic, she will have huge breasts, everything what you can think of. So she symbolizes a kind of total woman suffering. And she's our main player, she's the bride and the mother.
Does your work somehow reflect the welcome to this place?
Yes, because we selected this room because it has the feeling of imprisonment. And if there is one thing which always occurs in lives of women in the past and in other countries than ours, that it is imprisonment. It's being obliged to stay at home, it's being obliged to be in the kitchen. So I thought this is a metaphor for what we are doing. And we really like this for, I don't know the word in English, but to let things go down, to put things up. It's an exciting space. It's a bit cold and wet. But yeah.
And who is your audience? Is this play for a specific public, or it's open for everyone?
It will be open for everybody. I hope men like it as well.
Yeah, especially I'm very curious about the reaction of men, because when I discuss or talk about our project with men, they always say, you're only looking at it from the female point of view, but if you turn around your thoughts and you think it from the male point of view, it's just the same. When I say women are oppressed, then you say but men are also oppressed, something like that. So it's very nice to always do role shifting, just to see whether you are not generalizing or something like that. So it would be nice to have all kinds of public, and especially third world women. We are not allowed to say that, but
that would be cool.
Yeah.
And what kind of materials, equipment are you using?
An animation table,
Beaver.
a beamer, which we haven't, and a huge screen which also functions as the laundry. The mother hanging out the laundry, and the veil, and hair. Yeah, and sand, because I do a sand animation. Yeah, live. I'll try to do that. Telling the history of women in 10 images.
What do you think about the whole WordCamp?
I think it's a good idea to have when you have such a huge space to bring people together. I like that idea. That's nice to exchange ideas and.
But actually, we aren't exchanging.
No.
But the problem is, I think, when you're not sleeping here and when you go back and forth from where you live, that you miss half of the idea, which is a beautiful idea. But
I have a cat.
she has a cat.
So will you continue this work after the WordCamp?
Yeah.
Yes, certainly, because now it's just very beginning.
Yeah.
And
phase one.
It remains interesting even when you are. Yeah, you keep reading, you keep discovering new things, and I think we have an idea and texts and stuff, but it is a third of what, not a third, it's even less of what you can tell about this. This will continue.
Yes.
And how did you know about this WordCamp?
I heard it from friends who did it last year. And we were in need of a place.
Space. Yeah, space.
So we didn't have budget. So
No,
they were very kind to let us in.
yeah. Yeah.
And from which budget are you working now?
None of my own. Own very.
Yeah, I even pay myself to go to work.
Yes,
Like
but
the
it's
trains.
because we really want to do this. I think for me it is something I need to do. So I will work afterwards in order to pay this.
Yeah, and if you have to wait for first you have to write a dossier, and then you have to wait, and then you have to wait a year to work. We don't want that. But we can still write a dossier at the same time.
And I'm still a student, so I want to try things first. For you, it's another story.
Yeah, but I like the idea of like just do it and not waiting anymore, because you change, so the work changes, and then I had it with the other subject. We made a play Cassandra, and it was weird. Like a week before the premiere, I was suddenly finding myself saying, "That's not what I want to tell." But 3 years ago, I was and then I realized that I grew out of it. It was a weird sensation. So I think it's better to take it in hand and see where you get, and